Hello, good morning to all of you. So, what we did, what we learned, what did we discuss yesterday? We discussed yesterday sp2 hybridization, right? And today I am going to discuss about the last one, which is sp hybridization. And as you all know, there are three types of hybridizations found in the organic compound. First, by using s and p orbital, there are number of atomic orbitals are there, different type of the atomic orbitals are there, but as per as a FY BSc syllabus is concerned, or as per as a organic chemist point of view is concerned, to study the organic compound we require only as a two atomic orbital, and which is very essential or useful for the chemist point of view, and which is one is a s orbital and second one is a p orbital. As we know that s orbital are the spherical in shape and p orbital are the dumbbell in shape. S orbital there is a no subshell, only one, and second p orbital it has a three subshell. And as we know that the name of those three subshells are px, py and the pz, right? Now let us see third one, which is we can call it as a c, which is sp hybridization. Sp hybridization, right? sp hybridization, when that sp hybridization form, it has a definite geometry, and it shows the geometry is a diagonal, or what we can call it as a linear diagonal, or we can call it as a linear, right? Linear geometry or diagonal geometry. Because when sp3 hybridization means number of atomic orbital participate, there are 4 atomic orbital, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital. And now in case of the second one, sp2 hybridization, there are participation of the atomic orbital are 3, number of 1 s orbital and 2 p orbital. Now sp means what? 1 s atomic orbital overlap with the another p orbital and form as a compound, form as a hybridization, which is known as a sp. Here is a 50% of the s characters are there, means s orbital and the p orbital they are overlapping, and we are going to get as a new hybrid orbital, which is a sp hybrid orbital. Let me revise the definition of hybridization. Hybridization means what? The process of mixing and redistribution of atomic orbital of different energy in an isolated atomic atom to form the hybrid orbital which is equal in energy is known as hybridization, and the new orbital formed are called hybrid orbitals. Now first example, what is hybridization? Explain with the suitable example. Now in case of the suitable example for sp3 hybridization, we have taken as a methane molecule or the ethane molecule. In second case, we for sp2 hybridization we have taken, or I have explained by taking as a suitable example is the ethylene molecule, right? And now here we are going to learn formation of acetylene molecule, formation of acetylene molecule. As we know that C2H2, that is a molecular formula of that acetylene molecule, and structure we will see shortly. First of all, look at this formula carefully. What do you think? Which is the central atom here? The central atom here again as a carbon. Always remember, as far as organic chemistry is concerned, carbon as a central metal atom. And what is the first things to do? First thing, to draw the to write down the electronic configuration of the carbon atom. Now we know that the atomic number of carbon atom is a 6, and as usual, by applying the above principle, we can very easily write the electronic configuration of any element. So here the carbon atom, as usual, we know that 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2, 6 electron. This atomic number is nothing but as a number of electron, and they are uh, this is a 1s, again 1s orbital is a inner shell orbital, and which is present near the nucleus. It does not take part in the formation of the bonding. Only outermost electron are capable of forming as a bonding, and therefore we are considering here only the valence electron. Now valence electron are 4, and therefore carbon has a tetravalent. Valency means what? It is a capacity to form the bond with the other atom or other element is known as a valency. Now here again write the electronic configuration of that ground state electronic configuration of this. Now as we know that this is a 2s orbital. Now these are 2px, 2py and 2pz orbital. As usual, this is the electronic configuration of the element in the ground state. Now here fill the electron by applying Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. The two electrons, they are in opposite spin. Two electrons which are present in the p orbital, we can show like this. Now one is a empty orbital, 2pz is a empty orbital. When the molecule form like this, C2H5, when the molecule is formed, automatically the central metal atom or carbon atom goes in the excited state. Why it goes in the excited state? From where the energy comes from, and to form the bond with the other element, the energy which is supplied from the sunlight or under that heat, so that the one of the electron from 2s orbital promoted into the 2p orbital, and we are going to get there are the 4 unpaired electrons. Now when this acetylene molecule is formed, now is the sp hybridization. Sp means equal number of atomic orbital. 1s orbital here which is different in energy, and 1p orbital from here, they undergoes a hybridization process, and we are getting sp2 hybridization. This one hybridization, sp2 hybridization, and which has a definite geometry, that is a diagonal or what we can call it as a linear geometry, right? Linear geometry. And then linear geometry, that they have definite bond angle, and the bond angle is found to be 180 degree, right? So that is a sp2 hybridization. Now look at here, only 2 electrons which are according to our definition. The process of mixing and recasting of atomic orbital of different energy in an isolated atom to overlap or to hybridize to form the new orbital which is equal in energy, that process is known as a hybridization. And when this happens, so now 2 unpaired electron remains here. So you can show like this, so that it is used for pi bond formation, right? Always remember, observe this carefully, and remember these 2 unpaired electrons, they are used for the formation of the pi bond. Now look at s orbital. As we know that s orbital having as a spherical shape, which is very simple, and as we know that there are the three axes, x, then y and z axis, which are shown like this. Now the electron density along all the axes is identical. Now this s orbital combined with p orbital, let us see 2px orbital like this, 2p, this is a 2px orbital, they overlap, or you can call it as a hybridize. What do you get? You are going to get the two atomic orbitals are there. You are going to get as a two orbitals. This is a one big lobe and one is a smaller lobe. One big and another one is a smaller. That is known as a sp hybridization. Two sp hybrid orbital we got here. That is a sp2 hybridization, right? So not sp2. This is a sp hybridization. And it has just like as a dumbbell shape of that sp hybridization, and that hybrid orbitals are very useful. Why they are useful or more? Because they more effectively overlap with atomic orbital as well as hybrid orbital itself, and therefore because they have a maximum symmetry as well as they possess the definite direction, means orientation in the space, and that's why they are there. Now look at here, there are the two carbon atoms are there. Now I am cleaning this board because I want to draw the structure of this ethylene molecule. Now one of the sp hybrid orbital like this, sp hybrid orbital of one carbon atom. Imagine there is a carbon atom and along another side there is also as a carbon atom that they undergoes, means this is a sp hybridization. They form as a, they undergoes coaxial overlapping and form as a sigma bond. As we know that sigma bond is a stronger because maximum electron density is concentrated between the two nuclei, and that's why they are the stronger one. Now what is happening there? Another lobe you can show like this, another lobe will be, that is a sp orbital. One sp orbital of that carbon atom overlap with the another sp orbital of the another carbon atom, and they overlap to form as a sigma bond. Now the two hydrogen atom, as we know that hydrogen atom has one s, electronic configuration will be 1s1 like this, and get two hydrogen atoms are there, and as we know that two hydrogen atom overlap to get as a this one. This is a hydrogen atom you can show here, and another hydrogen atom you can show here, another hydrogen atom. This form as a s hybridization, right? Overlapping takes place to form as a sigma bond here, right? Now look at here. Now here in the previous case we know that, let us imagine here, yes, this is a sp hybridization. Now these two are used for the pi bond formation, 2px and 2pyz. 2py and 2pz are unhybridized. They do not participate in the formation of the bonding. They remains perpendicular to the plane, and therefore I am showing that orbital here, one z orbital we can draw here like this, z orbital I am drawing here like this, right? Now 2py orbital is slightly like this, right? Now 2pz orbital is like this, right? Now look at here, the z orbital of the one carbon atom and another z orbital, they laterally overlapping and which form the which form the what they form as a pi bond, right? The pi bond formation there. This is a pi bond, right? And now look at their y orbital. They laterally overlap to form again is a pi bond here, right? And now this y orbital, so I am showing here somewhat clearly. This is a pi orbital, right? This is a pi orbital, means there are one sigma bond and two pi orbital present in the acetylene molecule. Now how this acetyl molecule looks like here? This is a carbon atom, another carbon atom, and now this is a hydrogen atom over here, hydrogen atom, and one pi bond here, another pi bond, middle one is a sigma bond. These are the pi bond. This is the acetylene molecule, and the bond angle is found to be 180 degree. And what is the bond length present in this case? The bond length present in this molecule is found to be 1.20 angstrom. That is the bond length. And if you remember the bond length of carbon carbon single bond, carbon carbon bond, double bond, now is a carbon carbon triple bond. What do you see here? The carbon carbon triple bond is the shortest bond length as compared to the double bond as well as triple. Now look at here, the electron density spread like as a cylindrical, means this suppose is a carbon atom here, another carbon atom, we can draw the cylinder like this. So this is the electron density spread along this. This is a hydrogen atom here, this is a hydrogen atom, means the this molecule means electron density spread cylindrically here, and this molecule look as cylindrical, right? And in a previous case, in case of the ethylene molecule, the electron density are present above the plane and below the plane, but in this case the electron density just like as a acquiring as a cylindrical shape, and therefore it is found to be this electron somewhat shielded when we are talking. That is not the here at FYBSc. So I think let us see here only as we talking about the carbon carbon double bond or carbon carbon single bond. What I am summarizing here, now I am summarizing the bond length of that all these hybridization together. First one is the sp3 have, if carbon carbon single bond is present, what type of the hybridization present in those organic compound, they show as a sp3 hybridization, and that has a definite geometry which is a tetrahedral geometry. And what is the bond angle found there? Bond angle is always 109.5 degree, right? So that are the thing you have to remember here. Now bond angle is bond length is found to be 1.54 angstrom, and bond angle is 109.5 degree. Now if we have another one carbon carbon double bond, what is the carbon carbon double bond, which is 1.34 angstroms are there, and the bond length found to be, how much bond length found in the carbon carbon double bond is a 1.34 angstrom, and bond angle is found to be 120 degree. Here 0 raised to 0 indicate as a degree. Now is a carbon carbon triple bond, and the bond length found to be 1.20 angstrom, and bond angle is found to be 180 angstroms are there. Now bond length decreases but the bond angle increases as we go from top to bottom in this case, or carbon carbon single bond, carbon carbon double bond, and carbon carbon triple bond. And here now if you look at these proton are highly acidic in nature. Why acetylenic proton are highly acidic in nature? This is due to the presence of S character, because in a if you calculate the percentage character of this S character, we know that in a sp the hybridization here is a sp3 hybridization, here sp2 hybridization, and in this case the sp hybridization. Now how to calculate the hybridization of those here? There, suppose that there S and P orbital, look at, there is only one S orbital and P are 3, so total becomes as a 4 atomic orbital. So 100 divided by 4, it comes near our 25%. That is the percentage of S character. If you calculate here how many atomic orbital participating in the hybridization, there are 3 atomic orbital participating in the hybridization. So total number of atomic orbital are 3. So 100 divided by 3, you will get 3.33%. And now in case of here only 2 atomic orbital, 100 divided by 2, you will get as a 50%. And when the percentage of S character goes on increasing, the electrons are holding tightly together, and therefore this proton becomes as a highly acidic in nature. By using as a weak base, it is easily get abstract and form as a carbanion, and further reaction can be done on that, and that's why it is synthetically very useful as far as preparation of the another organic compound, but that is not in your syllabus right now. That we will see the next time. I think with this we have learned all these hybridization. What are those hybridizations? Number one is a sp2 hybrid, number one is a sp3 hybridization, number two is a sp3 sp2 hybridization, and number 3 is a sp hybridization. And we have explained with the help of their suitable example. sp3, what is sp3 hybridization? Discuss with the suitable example. Or what is hybridization? Discuss the sp3 hybridization in ethane molecule. Question may appear like this, or question may ask in this way. What is hybridization? What is hybridization? Explain the sp hybridization in acetylene molecule. We have learned all these things. So now the point remaining here is what we can call it as the application, or what we can call it as a usefulness of this hybridization as far as organic chemistry is concerned. So these hybridization are useful. Number one, to explain the geometry of the molecule. So that is a very important as far as organic chemistry is concerned. What is that? To explain the geometry of the molecule. Number two, to explain the bond strength. Just now we have seen why acetylene proton are highly acidic in nature. To explain the strength of the bond. So look at here, the pi bond is weaker than the let us see as a sigma bond is stronger than the pi bond, or pi bond is weaker, pi bond is weaker than the sigma bond. So that is a second utility of this hybridization, or we can call it as advantages of that hybridization. Now third one, to predict the geometry of the molecule, and fourth one, to predict the shape of the molecule. So in this way, they again, one more thing again, remember, even though it is a hypothetical, but it is very useful for organic during the course of organic reactions are there, how the hybridizations are changing, or because there is a breaking of bond and the making of the bond, that type of the processes are happening there. So with this these all about the advantages or the usefulness of the hybridization. In the next lecture I am going to discuss about the what is a nucleophile, actually in the organic compound what is a nucleophile, what are the electrophiles, are during the reaction what are the intermediate are formed, like as a carbocation, carbene, free radical, scorbines. So this type of the intermediate we are going to learn, and after that we are going to learn some of the what is bond angle or a bond length, bond energy, or what we can call it as a intermolecular forces, intramolecular forces, polarity of the bond, that type of the some of the basic thing we are going to learn, and after that we are going to learn the application of this thing while explaining the acidity and basicity of some of the organic compound. Let us, and after that I think benzoid systems are there. So I think with this let us stop today here, remaining we will see the next time. Thank you.